walking is going to change almost everything in your life. There's something happening inside your body every time you go for a walk, something most women are never told about. Not by their doctor, not by their trainer. And no, I'm not talking about burning calories or getting your steps in. I'm talking about real, measurable changes. Most women dismiss walking. They think it's too gentle to matter, that if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't count. But your body doesn't measure effort the way your mind does. And when you give it 30 minutes of walking every day for 30 days, it responds in ways that go far deeper than the surface. And I want to tell you right now, this video is going to answer that, but probably not the way you expect. In this video, we're going to walk through what happens inside your body week by week when you commit to 30 minutes of walking a day for 30 days. We'll go beyond the surface, beyond you'll lose weight or you'll sleep better. My name is Jessica, and for over 15 years, I've been helping women transform their lives by understanding how their bodies work. No hype, no pressure, just clarity about the body you live in so you can take better decisions on your own terms. Let's begin with the first week and changes. Here's something most people won't tell you about the first week of walking. The biggest change doesn't happen in your legs. It doesn't happen in your lungs. It happens in your brain. Within the first few days of consistent walking, your body starts to activate something called the vagus nerve. This is one of the longest nerves in your body. It runs from your brainstem all the way down to your gut, and it acts like a bridge between your brain and your organs. When you walk at a steady, moderate pace, you stimulate this nerve. And when the vagus nerve is activated, it sends a very specific message to your entire system. You're safe. You can calm down. What happens next is subtle, but powerful. Your body begins to dial down the sympathetic nervous system. That's your fight or flight mode. The one that's been quietly running in the background while you manage work, kids, decisions, meals, and 100 invisible responsibilities every day. At the same time, your HPA axis, the system that controls your stress hormones, starts to recalibrate. Your cortisol, especially in the morning, begins to normalize. Not because you forced it, but because your body finally received a consistent signal that it's okay to stop bracing. Many women notice this before they notice anything physical. They say things like, "I just feel calmer," or "I don't snap as easily in the evening," or "I sleep a little deeper." That's not a placebo. That's your nervous system responding quickly, quietly, to a pattern of gentle movement it hasn't received in a long time. If you've been living in a state of constant low-level stress, and most women over 30 have, this is where your body begins to exhale. Not because the stress disappeared, but because you gave your biology something it was waiting for. This matters because everything that happens next, the hormonal shifts, the organ level changes, the fat loss, depends on this foundation. If your nervous system stays locked in survival mode, your body resists change. It holds on to weight. It disrupts sleep. It makes healing slower. Walking unlocks the door before anything else walks through it. But calming the nervous system is just the first chapter. Because once your body feels safe enough to listen, your hormones start to respond. And that's where week 2 gets really interesting. By the second week, something deeper begins to shift. And this is the part most women never hear about. Walking, consistent, daily walking, starts to change the way your body handles insulin. Insulin is the hormone that decides whether the food you eat gets used as energy or stored as fat. And for women over 30, insulin sensitivity tends to decline. Slowly, quietly, without anyone explaining why your body suddenly seems to hold on to everything. When you walk every day for 30 minutes, your muscles begin to absorb glucose more efficiently. Your cells start responding to insulin the way they're supposed to. And your body stops defaulting to fat storage, not because of a diet, but because the hormonal signal changed. But insulin isn't the only hormone that wakes up. If you're in your late 30s or 40s, your estrogen and progesterone levels are already beginning to fluctuate, sometimes wildly. This is the perimenopausal window, and it can feel like your body stopped making sense. Mood swings, stubborn belly fat, sleep that disappears for no reason. Walking doesn't fix these hormones, but it creates a more stable internal environment for them to function. It reduces the inflammatory noise in your body that makes hormonal transitions feel so chaotic. And then there's one more thing, BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it as fertilizer for your brain. Walking increases BDNF production, which directly improves mood, mental clarity, and even memory. That foggy, forgetful feeling that so many women describe after 30, it's not aging. It's often a signal that your brain hasn't been getting the movement it needs. This is the week where women often say, something feels different, but I can't explain it. The scale hasn't moved. The genes fit the same. But there's a lightness, a little more patience, a thought that comes through clearly instead of swimming in fog. One gentle experiment. During your second week of walking, pay attention to the 2 hours after your walk. Notice your appetite. Notice your focus. Notice how your body feels, not exhausted, not wired, just more even. That's your hormonal landscape starting to reorganize, not with force, with rhythm. This is why walking works differently than intense exercise for many women over 30. High-intensity training can spike cortisol and add stress to a system that's already overwhelmed. Walking does the opposite. It tells your hormones, we're moving, but we're safe. And in that safety, your body starts making better decisions about how to use energy, how to balance mood, and how to manage the transitions that come with age. Now, your nervous system is calmer. Your hormones are starting to rebalance. But what about the organs themselves? The ones working silently inside you every day? That's where week 3 takes us. And 2 organs in particular begin to change in ways you can't see, but your body absolutely feels. By week 3, the changes move deeper into your organs. Let's start with your heart. After 15 to 21 days of daily walking, your heart begins to pump more efficiently. There's a measurement called stroke volume. It's the amount of blood your heart pushes out with each single beat. Walking consistently increases this. That means your heart doesn't have to work as hard to deliver oxygen to your entire body. Your resting heart rate starts to lower. Your blood pressure begins to soften. This isn't something you feel dramatically. It's not like a runner's high. It's more like a quiet efficiency that builds behind the scenes, your cardiovascular system getting better at its job without asking anything dramatic from you. Now, let's talk about your liver. This one surprises most women. Your liver is one of the hardest working organs in your body. It processes toxins, manages cholesterol, helps regulate blood sugar. And this is the part most women don't know. It metabolizes estrogen. When your liver is healthy, it clears excess estrogen efficiently. When it's sluggish or carrying extra fat, estrogen can build up and recirculate, contributing to bloating, mood issues, and weight that won't move. Studies have shown that consistent moderate walking can reduce liver fat, even without any change in diet. Just the walking alone. For women over 30, especially those who've been told they have a slightly fatty liver on a routine scan, this is significant. You don't need an extreme protocol. You need consistency. Many women in their 30s and 40s start receiving those gentle warnings from their doctors. Your cholesterol is a little elevated. There's some fat on your liver. Your blood pressure is borderline. And the advice usually sounds overwhelming. Change your diet, lose weight, exercise more, manage stress. But here's the quiet truth. Walking 30 minutes a day is already touching every single one of those markers. Your heart is adapting. Your liver is clearing. Not because you went to war with your body, but because you showed up gently every day. This matters because women often think organ health is about medication or major lifestyle overhauls. But the body responds to small, consistent inputs far more than dramatic, short-lived efforts. Your heart and liver aren't waiting for perfection. They're waiting for a pattern they can trust. So now the inside of your body is reorganizing your brain, your hormones, your heart, your liver. But there's a question you've probably been carrying since the start of this video. Will I actually see or feel a difference? That's exactly what happens in week 4. By the final stretch, days 22 through 30, 2 changes become real in a way you can see and feel. First, visceral fat. This is the fat that wraps around your internal organs, your liver, your intestines, your stomach. It's not the fat you can pinch. It's deeper. And it's the most metabolically dangerous type of fat in the human body, linked to inflammation, insulin resistance, heart disease, and hormonal disruption. Here's the powerful part. Visceral fat is actually one of the first types of fat your body releases when you walk consistently. More responsive than subcutaneous fat. More sensitive to the hormonal shifts we talked about in week 2. So even if the number on the scale barely changes, the fat around your organs can be measurably smaller after 30 days. This is why the scale lies. What's happening inside is far more important than what the mirror shows in the first month. Second, your muscles, not in a bodybuilder way, in a functional, everyday way. After 30 days of walking, the muscles in your legs, glutes, and core begin to tone and build endurance. Your posture starts to shift because the stabilizing muscles along your spine are finally being engaged daily. And the practical result is something women feel in the smallest moments: carrying grocery bags without losing your breath, climbing stairs without your legs burning, keeping up with your kids at the park, standing through a long day, and still having something left. This isn't about sculpting a new body. It's about your body remembering what it was designed to do. Many women over 30 describe a feeling of their body giving up on them. Things that were easy at 25 suddenly feel hard. Energy disappears by mid-afternoon. Strength seems to leak away year by year. What's actually happening is that without consistent movement, your muscles lose tone and your body shifts its energy priorities toward survival, not performance. Walking reverses that signal, not aggressively, gently. Day by day, your body reallocates resources. It says, oh, she's moving. She needs these muscles. She needs this energy available. Let's rebuild. And one day, maybe around day 25 or 28, you carry something heavy and realize it didn't feel as hard. Or you walk up a hill and notice your breath stayed calm. That's not a small thing. That's your body coming back online. This is the payoff, but it only makes sense now because you've seen what happened before it. The nervous system calmed, the hormones rebalanced, the heart and liver optimized. And now, finally, the body is free to release dangerous fat and rebuild the strength it lost. The surface changes are always the last chapter, but they're built on everything invisible that came before. And yet, there's still one more shift that happens during these 30 days. One that doesn't show up on a blood test or a scan, but might matter more than all the rest. Somewhere around week 3 or 4, something changes that no study can fully measure. You stop dreading movement. You stop thinking of exercise as a punishment you earn by eating too much or looking a certain way. The walk becomes something else, a quiet space, a reset, a part of your day that belongs to you. And in that space, something heals. For many women over 30, the relationship with their body is built on years of criticism, years of dieting, years of feeling like their body is a project that never gets finished. Walking, because it asks so little and gives so much, becomes the first physical habit that doesn't feel like a fight. You might notice it in small ways. You stop checking the scale every morning. You eat lunch without guilt. You catch your reflection, and instead of a list of flaws, you think, this body carried me through today. That's not motivational fluff. That's a psychological shift that happens when your body and your mind finally land on the same side. When movement becomes care, not correction. This is the part that makes walking sustainable. Not the calorie burn, not the step count, the fact that it quietly rebuilds trust between you and your own body. And that trust, not willpower, not discipline, is what makes any health change last. So let's take a breath. In 30 days, With nothing more than 30 minutes of walking, your nervous system began to calm. Your hormones started to rebalance. Your heart got more efficient. Your liver started clearing fat it had been holding. Visceral fat around your organs began to shrink. Your muscles came back to life, not for aesthetics, but for your real daily life. And somewhere in that process, you may have started to trust your body again. This wasn't a list of quick tips. And it wasn't about convincing you to do something hard. It was about showing you what your body is already capable of when you give it one simple, consistent signal. Most videos about walking will tell you it's good for you. But now you understand why. You've seen the inside, and that understanding changes how you show up, not out of pressure, but out of respect for what your body is quietly doing every time you step out that door. If this gave you a new way of seeing something as simple as a walk, I'd love for you to subscribe. We make videos like this every video, breaking down what's really happening inside your body in a way that's calm, honest, and made for real women living real lives. And if you know another woman who's been feeling stuck, exhausted, or confused about where to start, send her this video. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for someone is show them that the smallest step already counts. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself.